Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Game and we are returning to Let's Play of War in the West, where we're setting up our air attacks for the July 24th turn. So let's see what we've got already. We have got the attack here on the northern city of Stettin, deep down in Germany on the Oder River. So that is going to be interesting. We are trying to attack a synthetic fuel refinery there. And just again to give you a little bit of background on this one, it is kind of interesting because it was built, I think, in 1939 or 40, so around about that time, by a consortium of some German chemical companies, but also actually from Standard Oil. So Standard Oil did an investment here and did build up the synthetic fuel refinery. So it is again sort of interesting to see how many how many connections you have between the Americans and Germans at that point in time, where American companies are actually, of course, operating in Germany before the war, and then are actually starting to build that up. So yeah, that's interesting. We're going to now try to use the Americans here, the Air Force, with about 900 planes here to try and take them out. And for the first time, we're going to use some actual night fighters, mosquitoes here, to actually escort them at least down here towards the Elbe River. Last couple of miles they will have to fly alone, but yeah, that is going to be that. So let's see how good that is going to work. But before we do that, of course, we do need to set up a couple of further things, of course, for the Royal Air Force. So let's get the recon over here. Let's grab Bomber Command and let's actually ask it to do a strategic thing here on the vehicles. Fuel refineries, we can't really do that much, but what we can do is we can try to strike the vehicle yard here. And I do think we're going to pay another visit to Cologne here. It's only at 40% damage, so yeah, I think Cologne is going to be a great target here. So yeah, let's actually pick Cologne. That's going to be nice and easy in terms of aircraft. I don't think we need all of these Spitfires. They can rest for a turn. No, sorry, actually the other way around. So yeah, let's go ahead like that. The Mosquitoes can fly in, and I think that should do the job. That should be fine. These guys have high level cameras, so that means these do need to be quite a bit higher than all of the other guys. 36,000 feet is typically a very nice one. And we're going to use them on day 2, 4, 6, and that should be fine. Yeah, let's confirm that. Yes, and thank you. Let's make actually sure that you're not using or flying too close to enemy AA. I think flying a little bit higher there is fine. Antwerp, you can sort of go there, and then let's try to come in sort of this way so that you're not directly exposed to the very, very high AA concentration down here, and you're not sort of hitting anything too much here. I think this is going to be fine, yeah. I like it. Okay, let's set up the bombing end then, and of course we are of course going to bomb Cologne as well. That should be relatively easy. All the AA is sort of the same thing, so yeah, let's come in like that. You don't need to be quite as close to Eindhoven, I suppose, but yeah, that is going to be fine. You guys can use basically all of the Lancasters, that's fine. The Mosquitoes and Wellingtons is also nice. We are using quite a couple of night fighters here, which should also be okay. We've got a couple of Mosquitoes here that we should actually check on. So you guys, can you actually upgrade to the latest Mosquito category here? Well, we do have quite a couple of these in the group. We are producing them, so I think it might be okay to upgrade them. Yeah, let's do that. That's fine. And that should pause them for a turn here. But that doesn't matter too much. Then they will be around next time, and I think that should be fine. Good. I like it. No big issue here. Just a straight out fly in and try to strike them. Let's actually make sure that the target priority is correct. Oh, see, that is not the case. So yeah, I think that should be okay. Like so. That's fine. Let's confirm that. Yes, and thank you. Except, of course, you do need to bomb just one day later. Then we are getting recon, and that should be fine. And we're going to set the recon as such, and that's okay. And let's make sure that priority here is also on the vehicles, and that's nice. Now the vehicles are going to be one of the secondary targets here. The first and primary target is, of course, the oil. So let's talk about the oil and see what is going on with that. So as you remember, last time around we did strike at Merseburg over here, close to Leipzig. And we did do fairly good damage there. We have done some damage over here as well, and I suppose we can actually see that on the commander reports. If you do look very closely here in the locations, let's turn that towards the enemy. Let's look at the industry, and you can see that the synthetic fuel refineries are mostly concentrated at Merseburg, Stettin, Bure, That one we already attacked, as you can see, 65% of damage. Mazbuk, 96% of damage, so that's all nice. Then we've got Strats, which I don't quite know where that is, but I think it's, yeah, let's have a look at. And then at Blackheimer, so these guys are very much our primary target there. And I think Strats is, where's that actually, exactly? So it's down there between Leipzig and Prague, so somewhat on the Czech border side. It's going to be a stretch to find that and kill that, but we are trying to get these guys up here as well. And the reason why I want to do that is if you look closer, let's see how much damage we're doing with this, right? So let's actually, I think we can look at that under production. So, and then over here, so we see how much fuel the Germans have. And you can see they have about 700,000 tons of fuel. And that's very nice. Now, that's mostly stable except for this. You can already see this going down here a little bit. But this might also be due to land operations. So, mostly I see them around 700,000. Now, let's actually look at the economy here. And I'm going to switch out of the game here for a second to this over here. And this is the overview of the game over its economy by the handbook. So, a couple of things are wrong here, I think. But it's basically a flowchart, and let's concentrate on the fuel for a second here. So the way this works is the Germans have fuel fields, or oil fields, each of which is producing 1,000 tons of fuel. Now I just noted that down here they have about 224, so that means they're producing 200,000 tons of fuel per week, per turn, basically. These do get fed into the refineries. They have 500 refineries. By the handbook, so by the manual, it says that 500 tons per refinery are converted into 250 tons of fuel. I checked that and I found these numbers to be a little bit off. It's closer to 400,000 400 tons that they are taking in, and it's closer to 125 that they are putting out. So there's a big difference here in regards to what the manual tells you. With my numbers, I come to the conclusion that they are producing about 70,000 tons of fuel just from the oil fields. That's not the only way to produce fuel though. You can also produce fuel from resource factories. By the game, every point in resource factories should produce 1,000 tons of resources. That's not quite true. I know the Germans have about 1,000 resource points, and in fact they are producing 6,000 tons. So, 6 million. So that's more like 6 to 6.5 thousand per ton. Doesn't matter too much. What is important is these things do go into synthetic refineries, where they are used at a ratio of about 2,400 to 360, and that does end up at being a little bit more than 70,000 tons of fuel by the 205 synthetic refinery points that the Germans have. Now, that basically tells you that about every 30 or so points does mean 10,000 tons of fuel. Now, if we look back at the situation over here in the game, we should actually be seeing that, they had about 700,000 tons of fuel. So that means if we do look at this, and we are looking at a place like Stettin, it has 30 points. So if we are destroying that, then there would be a deficit of 10,000 points of fuel for the Germans. And in fact, we have already destroyed Merseburg, which around about 30. So if we can, let's say, destroy 3 of these regions, Stettin, Merseburg, and maybe the Blackhammers, then we would be looking at them losing 30,000 tons of fuel per turn. They have 700,000, so that comes to, let's say, 26 turns or 25 turns, something like that, which basically is round about half a year. Half a year means by the end of 1943, they would be out of oil. And I think that is what we're trying to do here. And we might actually be more lucky. We might also look at the oil situation, and you can see that the oil is extremely heavily concentrated around some areas here in Romania, Plötzi, and items like that. So Plötzi, Wolkerstorf is in Austria, but Dacia, Romania, Bratzi, all of these areas here are in Romania, so that might be a tempting target for the future. For now, we're going to go for this over here, and that's fine. Good. So that does settle the bomb rates here of Bomber Command. Let's actually briefly check. So you've got a couple of aircraft over here. A couple of you guys are not flying. That is mostly the Sterlings, which are set to rest, and the Halifaxes, most of which are set to rest as well, except not all of them. So we've got a couple of squadrons here who could fly, and I think it would actually be nice if we got you guys to fly as well. So let's set up another bomb ratio here, and let's, no, you know what, actually we can do that differently. So let's go ahead over here and grab the subgroup of Bomber Command number 4 aircraft, number 4 group, and that should be okay. So I think there's another vehicle yacht somewhere, which should be relatively close. Yeah, Eindhoven isn't too bad, is it? So we are flying this way anyway, so we might as well try to bomb Eindhoven here. And you know what, slightly differently to what we did last time around, we are going to try to bomb that on certain other days. You know what, let's try to do that just on these 2 days. And it's not going to be much, it's just going to be just these 2 air groups, 32 fighters, and that should be okay. Sorry, 32 bombers, and that should be okay. And yeah, you're going to come in at night, that's going to be okay. Is your target priority set correctly? No, of course not. Yeah, it is going to be vehicles, and that's going to be it. Yeah, let's define it as such. Let's confirm that, and that is fine, and set that as actually as your air doctrine. And we also do need to spy on that, so let's make sure that we are doing a recon mission. Yes, thank you. Do we have any aircraft actually who could come over here? No, we don't. Okay, so that needs to be done under the aegis of Bomber Command again. So yeah, let's do that. Bomber Command, you guys over here. Yep. Let's do recon over here. Strategic, yes, please and thank you. We're just going to use 2 groups of Spitfires here. That should be more than enough, and we are going to ask you to do that just on day 1, and I think that's going to be fine. 16,000 feet is going to be perfectly lovely. I think, no, let's actually do that on 12,000. I think that's the level that we do need here. Right. Ingress looks fine to me. So yeah, let's simply confirm that. That should be okay. Right, there we go. Lovely, perfect, nice. Okay, so you guys are intersecting, but that shouldn't matter too much. We've got Fighter Command over here. Honestly, Fighter Command to me just seems not very valuable here with the air superiority missions. We're going to try that one more time, I think. See whether that is going to make any difference here. But I kind of doubt it. It just doesn't seem to be making too much difference here at all. So what I do want though is that you're not intersecting on yourself too much. So can I grab one of these guys maybe over here, like such? Yeah, you can probably fly a little bit more like that. That should be okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now all of you guys out of range. Well, lovely. Okay, isn't that nice? Okay, I do need to pick a different hex then. Let's say a little bit more like that. And again, staging bays should be maybe over here. 60 aircraft. Fine. You know what? Let's do it like that. I don't think you guys are going to be too successful anyway. Okay, so that does set up everything that we do need, I think. We do have the small strike there. We do have a larger strike here. We've got the one over there, so that's all very good. Let's look at the situation in the Mediterranean then and see what is going to happen here. So we've got quite a couple of things going on here. I think it might be easier if we're doing that one by one. So actually we are trying to strike in various places over here. Let's actually start with the naval stuff because I want to get it out of the way. So I think it would be fantastic if we are producing a little bit more here in terms of naval patrol towards the north, where we're trying to ultimately land some troops here in Sardinia. So if you guys could kindly target this place over here maybe, or just one more to the north, that should be okay and lovely. Yeah, you don't have enough escorts there, but that's going to be fine. Can I sort of remove all air groups here for a second? Yeah, I think that's fine. And then we've got another naval patrol down here. Now, you guys do need to shift a little bit to the north as well, so you maybe need to be here. Or maybe there. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, so that should get it somewhat close to where I want it to be, so that's nice. These aircrafts, let's remove all of these guys over here first, and let's check on who we can assign over here, because it's simply going to be the one that's slightly further away. So yeah, I think that's all right, like so. Are you guys based in weird locations? No, I don't think so. Okay, that's fine. And then you guys can basically take the rest. Yeah, so that does leave a couple of you guys over here. We've got a couple of night fighters here. I honestly think you can just do sort of both. And that should be okay, right. Yeah, like it. How about this one? Can we assign more here now? Yeah, we can. Okay, let's do the night fighters and the level bombers here. That's fine. And then you guys here can take these guys. You guys are resting, which I suppose is fine. Morale looks good. Fatigue looks okay too. So you know what? Let's do day-night with you as well. It should be lovely. Good. And how about you? You've got the Hudsons. You guys, your morale, your fatigue, again, that's pretty okay. So I don't think you need to actually rest. So that's fine there. And probably assign you to this one here. Yeah, so that does settle that. Now, I suppose we can switch you over there as well. So let's, again, select a different hex here. Might want to do that slightly larger. Let's say area 3 here. And then you can go a little bit to the south so that you're not intersecting quite as much. You know what? I think over here is perfectly fine. We've got a couple of aircraft here. Let's do assign you a little bit more escort and another Boston here. Yeah, I think that is perfectly fine. Don't think we need that many night fighters, so yeah, that's okay too. So yeah, that basically covers most of our naval patrol here, right? So I think that's fine. Over here, we probably want to keep these guys so that you make sure that we are having some stuff over here. Air superiority here is fine as well. This is multi-air command. This is a lot of fighters here. Let's remove a couple of them and let's just keep 2 Spitfires here. I think that's going to be okay. Right. Good. So that does settle with all of this stuff. Now, what is getting a little bit more complicated is the stuff over here. And especially the attacks on these guys. Now, let's declick this for a second here. And see what's going to happen. So, one of the most important things is we have got our guys over here slightly to the rear of their positions. They're being squeezed in here a bit, so we need to make sure that we are breaking through over here so that we can support these guys. Alternatively, we could try to break through this way. Now it looks a little bit like this might be the easier fight. Now remember these guys here, it's only a brigade, but they are quite powerful. Whereas these guys here are just Italian, so even though they are divisions, I don't think they're quite as useful. We've got another entire division over here, but still, I mean, at least an indication here is that they're not quite as well supported. Also notice that these guys do not have any fortifications, whereas these guys do. So it might be a little bit tough to break through here. It might be easier to break through there, but I do think we very much need to concentrate on this area here to break them. We've also got a couple of divisions and units over here, but most of this just doesn't seem to be too important. These guys, this Panzer Division here is definitely going to be on the menu for us. But yeah, I think very much we do need to focus on this area over here. We've also got a part of a Panzer Grenadier Division over here. So yeah, nevertheless, let's do grab these guys over here. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to be much more focused over here now. So that's actually selected like that. And if we're going to come around here, we do need to attack these guys here as well, but definitely our focus is going to be, I think, on these guys. I think this is perfectly fine like that. And your target priority is going to be units and interdiction. I think that's perfectly fine. Done. Yeah, that's the recon over here, 24,000 feet, that's okay. We've got a lot of Spitfires here. Do you guys have mid-level cameras? Yeah, you do. You? Mid-level cameras, perfect, I like it. Okay, let's give you a little bit of escort, and I think that's good. Okay, let's say done over here. You're flying on day 1 and 3. You know what, let's also do that on day 5, because I think this is going to be extremely important that we are supporting them over here. And we've got a couple of ground attacks here, and that is nice too. Nope, sorry. So just needed to rein in the dog. There we go. Okay, fine. So ground attack here. Do we want to do specifically a ground attack on these units there? No, we might want to do that here. We've got a lot of units who can do that. That is perfectly lovely to see. I do like to see that. There's also a lot of typhoons that flying. I think some of them are based over here already, so we don't really need them to be all the way over there. Okay, let's select the target priority here. Let's do attack units. Let's define some area just so that you're all engaged there, and I think that's fine. That might be enough to break them there. So let's play that through. So we might attack over here, go here, attack these guys so that they're not blocking our movement. That might be easier than it seems because the Germans don't have supplies here. These guys should also, I think, fall relatively easily. And then try to push that way. These guys would be displaced. They're not truly any regiment really. These guys should be replaced because they are not really that strong either. So yeah, that might actually be easier to go here through the middle. Nevertheless, let's try to do both things here, and I think that's going to be fine. Yeah, ground attack like that, I think this is perfectly fine. You're flying on day 3 and 5. Well... Wait a minute, didn't we have some more recon? Didn't I just set up recon? Okay, this is recon multi-air command. Fine. Yeah, and then we've got recon tactical air command. Got it. Okay, lovely. What have you got in terms of aircraft? Just a couple of Mustangs. And you guys are flying what? You are low-level cameras. So you two need to be quite low. Well, that's fine. But again, we probably want to set you up. I mean, over here is fine. Recon Western Allies 22. We've got a little bit less recon over here. You know what? I'm gonna send you over here, and we're gonna make sure that we are covering this middle approach here a little bit more. I think that's fine. I can't move you up this way. Yeah, it's gonna have to be okay. Gonna have to do it like that. Okay. And you know what? Well, day 1 and 2 is gonna be fine, and then you can fly again on day 5. I like it. That's tactical air command. Then we've got ground attack. You're gonna come in on day 3 and 4. That's fine. And then you know what? Let's come in again on day 6 because we do need to make sure that we are supporting you properly. We're also supporting these guys over here. Now, I'm more mindful actually of supporting the 8th Army. So, let's actually select the 8th Army here. Yeah, that's okay. You've got 120 aircraft. Well, that's lovely. A couple of P-39s. Yeah, that's fine. I like it. I like it. Okay, let's actually, you know what I want to try then is, let's grab one of these aircraft. Which one was it? Damn it. So it must be under tactical air command, right? So, ground support, 12th Air Fleet. Groups these Apaches. Okay, you're somewhere down there and you're on Apache, so let's have a look over here. Okay, not here. Oh, here you are. Okay, so let's grab actually you. And let's actually fly you in towards Catania over here. It's a US airbase size. Yeah, I think that's going to be okay. It might sort of rip it of all of its movement points, but it might also not actually be too bad. Yeah, I think that's perfectly lovely there. Good. I like it. These are not the best aircraft, but still it's nice to have them, I think, very close by. Great. Yeah, let's actually grab the other one as well. So, yeah, where were you? I think over here. No. Apache? Apache? Well, we can actually just click over here, I suppose, and make sure that we are grabbing these guys. Can we clear all filters and then apply that again? Yeah, okay, you are actually based over here. No idea why I didn't spot you before. Anyway, you're going to move over here. Transfer over here. That's perfectly lovely. Good. I like it. And then you guys, so this support here. You don't need to be specific to any day or anything, so that's perfectly okay. 120 aircraft there. Nice. I like it. Just to directly support any operations that you've got going for you. Okay, perfectly lovely. We've got 12th Bomber Command over here. You guys cannot attack here because you're set to rest. Okay, well, you know what? Under that condition, let's get rid of that here for a second. You guys are doing all your recon there. We are having Malta Air Superiority, Malta Air Command flying air superiority over here. It might actually be better to fly that a little bit further to the north here. Maybe over there. And maybe actually in a smaller area. Well, you know what, let's redefine the area slightly larger. I don't think we necessarily want to be over Messina. So we're going to fly a little bit more like... This looks perfectly reasonable to me. Yeah, I like it. Okay, this doesn't need to be really here. It can just be over here. Okay, great. And you're basing on yourself over there? You know what, that's fine. It's only 70 aircraft. Let's assign all of these guys here as well. Where are you guys based? In Valletta, but you can't really reach all that way. Well, that's interesting. And we've got a couple of you guys flying over here. You know what? Let's assign one over here. Then you two are based in Valletta probably, or Gozo or somewhere. 105 to 3 and the other one, so that's fine. Let's actually grab you. Let's actually clear all the filters here. So we've got a lot of aircraft over here. So 153 was it? Well, evidently not. Okay, fine. Malta Air Command is fine though. Yeah, you guys are mostly based around Valletta. Well, one of you was it? Do we see which ones are already assigned? No, can't see that. Well, that's a shame. Okay, so air superiority over here. Let's grab these guys over there then. So we've got 152 and number 43. You are based in Valletta. Number 43. Why cannot I see you? Because I'm blind probably, but... Huh. Really weird. And 15... Can't see either. Alright. Well, there we are. So you guys, both of you actually. Both of you, why don't you fly, let's say over here. You're going to be having a little bit more trouble receiving supplies from over here, but I do think that does allow you to fly up over here. Yeah, let's assign all of you guys then. And let's make sure that you're just super aggressive, which you seem to be. Let's say both air phases is fine. And you know what, any day is also fine. That does overlap with all of these recon missions and ground attack missions and all of that, but you know what, that's going to be okay. Right, and then we've got lastly the Strategic Air Force. You guys are over here and you are still trying to beat Fodder, which I think is fine. It's a perfectly lovely target. So let's just double check over here that we've got some aircrafts ready to do this. And yeah, you are mostly fine. So yeah, that's fine. Like it, you're on day 1 and 2. And we've got ground attack on day 3 and 4. Yeah, seems reasonable to me. We've got a lot of guys here who are set to rest though, so you guys have some trouble doing that. And we've got quite a couple of Wellingtons who cannot participate because the Wellington only has a service altitude of 21,000. How high are you flying? Okay, that seems to be a little bit better. Okay, what about the B-24s then? I did think we had you on an auxiliary tank, so not too sure why you cannot reach all that way. Well, we could pick a different airbase to base ourselves on. But all in all, you seem to be doing fine. We've got another airbase down here, of course, with quite a couple of planes, so that might also be a tempting other target. Can we actually do another ground attack mission here? So yeah, let's pick that. Let's ask you to be ground attack. Yes. And let's pick this airfield here. So who could do that? Well, first of course I do need to unassign you from here. So these B-24s. I'll find the everyone else we're just gonna keep. You are set to rest, that's fine. You guys are trying to escort that. So I suppose that's fine as well. You know what, let's get rid of the P-40s here, and that's fine. And then let's pick this ground attack target here. Again on this... Damn it. Strategic Air Force. There we go. You guys, ground attack. Try to strike Reggio Calabria here. Let's assign all of you guys. That's fine. Let's assign the P-40s. That's good too. And your sort of staging area is going to be maybe a little bit somewhere else. Not Benghazi. Can we do somewhere over here? No, we cannot. Because you're not all not... we can do over here. So that's fine. Yeah, the Liberators, P-40s do have some issue coming here, but that's going to be okay. We might just rebase them over here as well. Yeah, I think that's going to be a good idea anyway. Okay, and let's make sure that your target priorities are correct there. Interdiction, no, that's not the area here. The airfield is going to be the important thing, and let's actually make sure that this is correctly set up over here as well. Airfield unit, yeah, we don't need the unit, thank you, that's fine. And you guys, target priority, airfield there, and perfect. Okay, good. That does mean we need another recon mission though, and that is going to be on this target here as well, of course. You do not really want to come from there, but that's going to be something we need to do next time. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Let's actually deselect a couple of you guys. So we're going to use the fortresses over here. That's fine. And we are going to use the lightnings over here, and that's fine too. And you do need to come up quite a bit higher to 36,000 feet. There we go. And you know what, just again, day 1 and 2 is going to be fine, so that we are maybe interrupting them there a little bit. Yes, please. And you're going to be on day 3, up on day 3 and 4. And that's fine. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, perfect, I like it. Okay, very nice. So last thing was we did want to check on the P-50s, which are based somewhere over here, I suppose. Really, where are you based? P-40s, of course, I mean. Right there somewhere. So you're the 325 group. 325, yeah, that's you. And you are going to get over to, I suppose, here. 1 unit transferred. I do hope that now you can sort of do this a little bit better over here. Why are you coming in like that? This is weird. I think this is all of these movement points. Yes. Okay, that's really weird. Okay, let's make sure that all of you guys are sort of flying south there, and that's fine. Okay, this is slightly awkward route, but fine. I don't care. Okay, and you guys have now the P-40s. Lovely, I like it. Okay, so you've got great cover here, and I think that might be very good to take against this airfield here. So, that's very nice, I think. I'll be going through this just in between episodes once more, and then what we're going to see is next time around, we are going to see how these air attacks work. Specifically, I'm very intrigued to see how the night fighters are going to work. On the one hand, and on the other hand, whether or not we can support our British paratroopers here. It's escalating, guys. Hope to see you around next time. Bye bye!